Hello friends, it's Muse here. So I ended up recording a session without audio for no clear reason whatsoever. I recorded two sessions in a row. One of them had audio, one of them didn't. It's a mystery for the ages. So, thought I'd just do a quick post-con recap on what happened in that hour and 20 or thereabouts with no sound. The goal for this little session was to do some of the side quests, get some of them started. I'd looked up the starting locations for the side quests because I didn't want to miss any. Didn't look up how to do them or anything like that, as should become apparent from the bumbling that I do throughout. But yeah, I didn't want to actually miss any, so I did look them up. So our first location was this little corner here, this restricted zone with a couple of dudes. Nearly got a little takedown on this lad over the thing that he was leaning on, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. And then, of course, his mate spotted me when he finished sitting on his little bit. So they had to die. I mean, they were going to die anyway. It's what we do. So that was that guy down. That guy noticed his friend, but it's too late for him. We're going to be seeing a lot of that animation throughout the series, I think. The old punch and stab. Eventually we found our way into some vents and picked up a couple of pocket secretaries, one of them with a little code on it. And that was going to allow us access to a storage locker. One code later and we got into that, which gave us access to a safe, an event. Decided to use a multi-tool on the save because I figured it would have something useful in it, otherwise why would it be a safe? But it turned out to just be a couple of frags and some credit chips, so useful, but I was expecting like praxis levels of useful, but sadly that was not the case. A quick trip through the vent later, we found ourselves in a room. Totally didn't realise that there was a person sat behind that desk until I shuffled forward far enough and a cutscene started. And so yeah, this was our new friend, Milena.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
She told us about how she's working for a forger who won't allow her to leave. She's sorted out some documents for a couple of people, Irenka and Edward, and she wants us to deliver those docs to them. Also, at some point, she wants us to deal with Drahomir, the forger who's currently pretending to be a police officer at a phony checkpoint nearby.
I'll give you the code.
And then she goes and gives us the code for the safe that we've already robbed.
What about you?
Thanks, Milena. So that was a bit of progress made on her quest. We then popped back to our apartment and spoke to David Sarif to see what he had to say about these experimental orgs in our system. Sarif denies that any of the experimental orgs are anything to do with him, but he does know something about them because he saw the DoD's Titan blueprints. Sarif then drops the name of Vadim Orlov, who is apparently a chap who might know more about these orgs, so I guess he would have been at the place in Alaska where he got taken to after Pancheo blew up, and he slipped some orgs into us. Next step after this was a trip to the sewers where we met a man called Viznik, who spoke in riddles about what sounded like a mysterious cult lurking in the sewers that he wanted us to shut down. Certainly looked like a cult when we went in, what with the writings on the wall and the signs warning us not to go upstairs. And then we met Richard.
Don't look at him.
He will harm us. He cannot harm us.
He will behave himself.
He will be made to behave. Richard will know what to do.
He will listen to Richard.
Richard, protect us, Richard.
Richard.
Come closer. Let me see you. There's nothing to be scared of. Everyone's worst impulses get checked at the door, yours included.
We had a little conversation with him, although we weren't able to say the things that we wanted to say. And you can tell from that weird effect around the edge that there's definitely something going on here that's more than meets the eye. We ended up shuffling around Richard's little compound for a bit. Picks up a poster at one point that talks about him and a man called Laborio. And then I discovered that we actually had a hidden storage option in our inventory. So this storage option contains a whole bunch of extra weapons and ammo and like 5 extra Praxis kits, 6,000 extra credits. A whole bunch of stuff. I think this was related to a pre-order bonus or something along those lines. But it's stuff that can only be used once, it seems. Once you've taken it out of the storage, it can only be used for this one save game. So, as far as pre-orders go, it was a pretty cheap bonus. We left that alone for now. We strolled upstairs and we found some gun turrets, which doesn't really fit in with the pacifism that Richard was preaching. But hey ho. We ended up getting shot to death as we tried to look around. As you might imagine, with gun turrets and whatnot.
We will go to great lengths to protect what we find.
And eventually, after much faffing around and being confused, I realised that I'd actually picked up this crumpled poster talking about how Richard was a hypnotist who worked with a man named Laborio, and that I didn't actually need to be in here anymore. I needed to head somewhere else to advance this quest any further. That was after like half an hour of wandering around this place trying to work out what to do because I didn't see the pop-up. But then we headed out into the sewers again. We found a little gas-filled room, shut down the gas, and snuck our way through some tunnels. And we found ourselves back in Milena's place for some reason. There was a connecting link between the sewers and that place. So we shuffled back out to where we'd shanked those 2 guys earlier and tried to make our way out. Didn't fully go according to plan because they managed to see us through that little hole in the top of the door. And so we had a couple of guards to deal with. You can imagine how we dealt with them.
This is going.
Slight problem though is that the door was still open at this point, so the police officers outside kind of saw the shanking that was happening there. But hey ho, I'm sure it's fine. It did turn out to be fine anyway. We snuck away. And then we had a look in our inventory because I wanted to dismantle a few guns here and there and see what we could do about all this storage stuff. So I ended up taking all the elite guns, pretty much. Figured that I'd use those instead of the others. I'm not actually sure how much better they are, but they look cooler, and that's the most important thing. So we ended up dismantling all of our old guns as well, because we wouldn't need those anymore. We also transferred out the credit chips and the Praxis, because I thought, run very hard. It's the first time I've actually played the game properly, beyond more than a couple of hours, so I thought we could use all the help we could get. And then the game crashed. And so that's basically what we got up to for that hour and a bit of recording. An awful lot of it was just spent stumbling around Richard's compound, not really making any progress. So, yeah, not too much was lost. But then, after the crash, I just carried on basically. And for some reason my audio started recording again, so we'll pick up where we were at that point. Okay, so here's a funny thing, for a certain value of funny. When you try and pull things out here, it tells you that once they're taken out, they can't be returned to storage, but they can be applied to other save games before they're used. Now, it seems when I pulled out the crafting materials and the cache and the Praxis, it counted them as being used, but then the game crashed before I could save it, which means they've just been lost forever. So those 6,000 creds and all those crafting things and whatnot, they're all just gone, and I'm not getting them back. So whoever designed this system is a bloody genius, basically. Now, should have probably sorted my inventory whilst I was faffing around, but I haven't. So let's just go for a stroll, shall we? Oh, turrets are still on the go. That's not great, especially with our low health. Amazing. Even by my standards, we're dying a lot in this game. But let's see. So, can we actually craft EMP ammo? I don't think we can. Oh, you can craft nanoblade ammo though. So we could potentially get that nanoblade augment at some point. Well, you can craft typhoon ammo as well, which is nice. Let's see. Now, it's still in the area. It doesn't look terribly hostile. Oh yeah, I suppose that cop over there is still looking around as though something is up. We could always just go back the way we came. Back into the sewers. And out the other way. But yeah, Miller is probably pretty sick of waiting for us right now. Although, Captain Distractor strikes again. We got another bit of sewer. Although, actually, never mind. This one appears to have a large amounts of nothing inside of it. Not even any punchable walls. So why is this door here? What is its purpose? Ah well, up and out. Coming through, don't mind us. Everyone else can just stand around if they like, but we've got a mission to take care of.
Yes, you have some questions.
Now, are we on some sort of subway? So, Monument Station, Palisade Station, Pilgrim Station, and I guess we're down there. And now, yeah, it looks as though we picked the right station. Now, which way is our objective? Looks nice around here. I mean, the whole game looks nice. But yeah, looks a bit bright around here. And so we've got Sobchak security, which is restricted. Not sure why it's restricted. Could be important later. I've got vague memories of Sobchak ringing a bell from when I played it like years ago. Augmented entrance. To where? To a place for crafting parts. Ah, wait, this is where we need to be. We've got an elevator key card. Good. So. Down we go into our top secret police base.
You gave me. It's an easy plant.
You're heading into TF-29 already?
Our enemies aren't waiting around while we lick our wounds.
Fair enough. There'll be a data port on the NSN's motherboard. Access it and then just plug and play. Or plug and record in this case.
Got it. I'll let you know when it's done.
Oh yeah, we're doing some spying for friend Alex. We've got a new Praxis available. So, can we buy much with one Praxis, or do we need two? Because that was a problem in the first game. You often need two Praxis to get anything. So, one is just a pain. That seems to be the case here. Casey could be useful at some point, although you can generally clear every conversation just by paying attention to people, talking to them properly. So yeah, one Praxis will let us boost what we've currently got, but it won't really allow us to get anything new. And new stuff might be what we want right now, so maybe we'll just end up saving this. Whole lot of people around, so it's kind of hard to tell who might be important and who might not be. But we'll definitely steal some beer. Forensics. Daniel Fletcher. Smiley face. So those gold faces we saw, were they masks or were they augmented masks? Where it creates like a covering that protects your face on demand.
Some bookworm with no experience in the field about our feelings.
And we've got a psychiatrist's office
It didn't come from Miller. It came from Hiram.
with no psychiatrist present. Very well. Yep, stealing your stuff, analyst. IT support. Oh man. If friend Pritchard was around, this is where he'd be. But sadly he's not. Servers, restricted access. So, got some briefings going on in there. We're supposed to be upstairs right now, and then we're back at the shooting range. I feel like maybe we're supposed to be upstairs. Yeah, it looks like it.
Adam, you're here. You made it in. It's good to see you're okay.
Hey, Aria, yeah, it was a close call. I got lucky. A lot of people didn't.
I was here working when the first reports came in. It was chaos. Phones ringing off the hook, people yelling, scrambling to find out what was going on. Then when Miller told me you were there,
I'm alright.
Good. You looking for him? Because he's tied up right now and meeting with Leon, I think.
Really? He's using the NSN right now?
Yeah, I just saw him. Oh, hey, that reminds me, here's yours.
What's this?
The card for the shooting range. Chang changed
Cool.
all the codes this morning, said something about only giving access to people he's vetted personally. The bombing really freaked him out. Third one in 6 months, can you believe it? I'm really glad you're okay.
Thanks, Aria. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Yeah, I better get back downstairs. It's gonna be a busy day. Come by later if you want to talk.
Copy that.
Alright, so we got a friend then, by the look of it. Aria is our friend. So there's the NSN servers. So we need a key card to get in. We've also got, that looks extremely dangerous. And let's see. So the key card might be on the lower level. That could be worth remembering. I mean, we might need it to get him right now, unless there's other options.
I think Singh's got some kind of adrenaline addiction. He plays it too close to the edge. He made it out of the budget.
Organised crime. Hi guys, just checking in. Ah, event. How handy. Now, that's electrified again. And we don't have... We'd need 2 praxis for... Is it under skin? The EMP protection. Rhinodermal armor. Yeah. So... That prevents org deactivation and whatnot. So we definitely want that down the line. But to get any of it, we need 2 praxis to start. But we can go up the pipes. That's always an option. And then we can just drop down there and turn it on. Good. So who needs the key card? I mean, it might be useful to get further in, but can we just jump up onto pipes? Well, we can jump up onto vents. Get further in this way. Hopefully no one minds us just smashing the crap out of the vents on our way through. And that just leads us back outside. Okay. That's no good. Oh wait. No, no, that's where we snuck in. Very well. We can jump up here. Oh wait, there's another hatch there. Good. There we go. That took way too long to find. Even with everything highlighted. I was worried that the highlights might make things too easy. But they're not, because I'm an idiot. So yeah, now we can open that door from that side. Grab ourselves some more booze. So our goal in here was to install the whisper chip somewhere, wasn't it? How does one go about doing that? Yeah, just like that.
Alex, the whisper chip is in.
Weird, it's already picking up a freak. Jesus, Adam, is Miller in there right now?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Shit, gotta go.
Oh, here he comes.
Jensen, I need to see you now.
Right, we best get out of here before old Miller realizes what's up.
Agent Jensen reporting for duty, sir. Tried to do it earlier, but you were on a conference call.
Yeah, I was. Should I be worried about you, Jensen?
Sorry.
Probably.
That blow you took to your systems. It's not messing with your head or anything, making you do things.
I'm not gonna go crazy and start attacking people, if that's what you're worried about.
You've been checked out then. The problem with your orgs is gone.
I took care of it.
Good, good. God knows with all that's happened, I need you at 100% right now.
You sounded pissed when you called me in. Everything okay?
Don't ever leave the field, Jensen. You'll regret it. As soon as you strap a desk to your ass, you'll be swimming in goddamn politics.
The boss is giving you trouble?
What? Oh, that? No, the trouble's state police. They're pushing us out of the Ruzicka investigation. I want you over there to make sure that doesn't happen.
You're putting me on the train station attack? Not Dubai?
Forget Dubai. MacReady's handling it.
Oh, good. I'm sure MacReady will do a wonderful job over there.
Good. Thought I'd have to fight him to let me handle this one. Whoever planted those bombs yesterday has a lot to answer for.
Agreed. And we have to find out who they are before the state police fuck up our crime scene.
You said they're trying to push us out?
I sent Fletcher in this morning to oversee evidence collection. Seems he's being detained, because he hasn't checked in since.
They can't lock us out. The Czech Republic signed our UN mandate agreement. They gave us jurisdiction over terrorist investigations.
Yeah, well, the former director of their security information services runs state police now. He's come up with a loophole, claiming this attack falls under the homegrown terror exemption.
Homegrown? He's saying it's ARC? The Augmented Rights Coalition?
Another group to worry about?
What he's saying. He may even be right. I just want us in there so we can find out.
So where do I start?
Technically, you're supposed to speak to our psychologist before getting back into action.
I don't need a shrink.
Convenient, because she's not in the office right now, and I don't want to waste any more time.
So how do I get to Ruzicka? Public transportation's not stopping there.
It will for you once I make a phone call. Head to the metro and call me when you're there. Good luck, Agent.
Lovely. So we've got an actual proper mission to go about. Head to the train station, investigate the bombings. We can do that. Oh, got a multi-tool. Very nice. That'll save us some stuff. Now, why is there a terminal here? And an unlocked thing. Either way, we've got second praxis, so let's spend that before I forget. Now, I would like Icarus Landing, but is it more of a convenience than anything else? And the rebreather as well. I mean, the rebreather is useful, but how useful? And the EMP resistance is useful. I think we'll go for the EMP resistance first. Also, we're going to get shot at a lot, so it's probably wise. So we need one more praxis there and then one more there. So we need 2 more praxis to become immune to electrics. I feel that's going to be useful for us sooner rather than later. We'll grab some more booze. You what, mate? I mean, I can't put that back. I don't have the ability to do so as such. It's just a regular bottle of wine. Yeah, if you don't mind, Miller, I'm going to take it with me. And I'm going to sell it. Bye. Right.
It is Jensen, yes?
Ah, it's Singh.
Agent Singh. Wasn't expecting to see you again. In civvies, at least.
Just passing through. I wanted to thank your team for the backup in Dubai. That sting went to hell faster than the storm did.
You're welcome. But I don't think you came all this way to say thanks.
Director Miller asked me to get Agent McCready up to speed. Now I have the red-eye flight back to Oman.
Headed into the field office there?
Not exactly. One of our black sites. I'll be dropped in as a captured enemy combatant. After I contact my fellow Jinn prisoners, I shall lead a very convenient escape.
Re-embedding with the Jinn. Aren't you taking a big risk, given everything that happened?
No choice. That ambush knocked everyone on their asses. TF-29, Bell Tower, the Jinn. To cover all the angles, I need to go back. Hopefully my cover is still good. You killing the signal booster at the hotel should help.
You're thinking
Good.
the Jinn can get a beat on our gate crashers faster than TF-29.
Perhaps. They do not like loose ends. An augmented kill squad with military training. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Yeah, once. But it's a long story. Did we get anything out of the cleanup operation?
Mostly corpses. Heavily augmented, as you know. Under those gold masks, they were ID scrubbed. No prints, no dentals, no DNA match. Professional.
Could still be ex-Bell Tower. Plenty of men and material went AWOL after the incident. A competing faction that listened in on Shepard's sale.
It's a possibility. The
Yeah,
audits
it's
and
more to it than
investigations
that.
of Bell Tower will go on for years before we know how many rats jumped from that ship. At least we recovered the weapons. Unlisted. High spec. Military-grade augmentation. Enough to build another couple of you. That is a joke.
Right. It's the world we live in. Anyone with an exemption to the weaponized augment ban is a useful tool. Or a terrorist. I don't envy what you've got ahead of you.
Actually, I'm looking forward to it. The truth is, when you've been under for long enough, you only feel like an imposter out here. In the real world.
Yeah, I understand the feeling.
It's brave, man. Don't actually become a terrorist, though, Singh. Or I will hunt you down and shoot you in the head. Now, where's that McCready? Oh, we've got our own computer here. Lovely. Ah, that's Delara, so she is the psychiatrist who we'll probably end up speaking to later. Neuropazine order. Right, so we've got neuropazine to pick up from somewhere, it seems, but we've been failing to do so. But we don't need it, but I suppose nobody else knows that. Nobody else knows that we're some sort of freak of nature that just doesn't need neuropazine. Oh, this is McCready's office. Sup, blood?
Is there something I can help you with, Agent?
I hear you're on point looking into the gold mask mercs that hit us in Dubai. Any leads yet?
Christ, I know I'm good, Jensen, but I've only been on it for 5 minutes.
A lot can happen in 5 minutes, McCready. You checked with the ME yet? Get anything off the bodies we recovered?
Leftovers are on ice at the Oman substation. I've been told they were scrubbed clean as summer whites. No prints, no dental, no nothing.
So in other words, it's no steps forward and 2 steps back.
For now. That's why it's a good thing you disabled the Jinn's comms booster in Dubai. Singh's cover with the Jinn is still intact. I'm hoping once he's back in Basra, he can use his network to dig around. Maybe these gold mask jokers will ping locally. Probably another fucking jihad looking to make some noise.
I don't know. I'm not so sure we should be looking for these guys in the desert.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't.
You have some new information you feel like sharing?
Come on, McCready. These guys were augmented with military-grade hardware. Body augmentation goes against Muslim beliefs. They weren't jihadists. We're dealing with something new here.
I can see where you're going with this, Jensen, and I'm asking you right now to back off it. It's not your case.
Look, we're just offering the most basic of advice. We're not muscling in on your case. Let's be a prick.
You're right. It's your case. Who knows, maybe if you dig enough holes in the desert, you'll find something out there.
Now you're taking the fucking piss, is that it?
Damn right
Listen, I know I come off strong. I've got 3 ex-wives that'll back that up. But that's just how I'm built. Putting on a show for the new guys and gonna change what's underneath.
I can appreciate that kind of honesty.
Good. So when I say I'm impressed with how you handled yourself in Dubai, you can appreciate that I meant it. With that sandstorm giving us colonics, stripping the juice box out the chopper was an inspired choice.
We got there in
but
the
that
end.
mission is over, and your involvement in it ends now. Got it?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. But tell me, why do you think the bodies from Dubai were sent to Oman?
Fuck knows. Rumor is that Oman was pissed that we got the green light for the gig in the first place. Can't blame them, really.
You don't think it's strange we got the call over them?
I stopped questioning the logic of the big noise a long time ago. What I'm told is we were the only team ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So then you know what I know. That everything?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I got it. It was nice talking to you, MacReady.
So obviously our team was
No, it
picked.
wasn't.
So our team was picked because Adam Jensen is on it. Nicking your booze, MacReady.
I really hate this.
But why was our team picked? Because Jensen was on it. It's curious. Anyway, is there anything else we need to do in here? Or is it a case of just head out? Because we've still got a bunch of side missions, and we've got that main mission as well now.
No, that's not consistent with the train station cameras.
Now, we've also got the old
Maybe the connection is that they're
shooting range. Is there any reason to pop in here? It's a point of interest. Right, and it mentioned there that Arya is the Corsair Master. That's good to know. Just peer at everyone's lockers while we're here.
So, you've decided you need some practice, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, we definitely do. So we can just use V to switch between weapons easily. Okay. Hold Y. Okay. And that allows us to change the type of ammo we've got. So we can do it quickly and on the fly. That's good to know. So we can remove it by holding Y and go into the muzzle slot. Ah, right. So we can turn it on and off, but we can't like remove it and then put it on a different gun. I don't think. So now we can hold Y and we can switch between semi-automatic and full auto. Okay. Ho. Yeah, full auto seems fun.
That's your refresher. But I'm sure you already knew all that stuff, Adam. Feel free to come back anytime.
Thanks, Arya. Now, I feel like... Oh, we got XP, so it was worthwhile. I think there's some sort of shooting practice that you can do there, and you can get some sort of reward if you score well. But we won't worry about that right now. We've got all our gear back, although now we've got to reassign it to our slots. And yeah, maybe now it's time to head out into the big bad world. Unless
Hey, Adam.
you got anything else to add, Arya?
Hey, Adam, hang on a sec. Filling out supply request forms for MacReady and his boys is tedious as hell, but I don't want to give him another reason to say no.
Say no to what?
Are you kidding me? Right now, you're the only active augmented agent we have. I'm hoping to change that, been asking him every week practically, but so far, permission denied.
Really? He give you a reason?
Says my stress levels are too high. Told me I should sign up for meditation classes and drag Chang in with me so he'd chill out and stop changing security codes all the time. It sucks because I really wanted to find out who those crashers in Dubai were.
You were saying your stress levels were affecting your chances of becoming a field agent. Why is that?
I have a rare resistance to neuropazine. I need more than the average person, especially in stressful situations. They say I'd be too expensive. So
You could
it's
use
not
mine.
just discrimination.
I don't need it.
Easier to deal with. It's a combination of things.
Well, that combination of things is pretty bad in Prague. And getting worse.
I know. But Interpol was the only agency who would give me a chance, and this is where I was assigned. I have no problem with that. I'll take whatever they throw at me.
Good.
It took me months of rehabilitation, getting used to the new arm, learning how to shoot again, learning how to tie my own boots. But I did it, and I'm better than I was before. I want to help, and I can. My place is out there in the field where I can make a difference. You know that. And if you can do it, so can I.
Don't give up, Arya. Semper Fi.
Hoorah.
She seems cool. Now, is Chang around? Because he sounds interesting. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Can't see anyone else down here. Unless he's on the upper floor somewhere. Heck with it. It's time to head out. We've done a lot of talking.
Did we get anything from the Whisper chip?
We got something, but Janus provided the wrong algorithm for the frequencies, so they aren't getting deciphered correctly.
Can you fix it?
Jeez.
I'm a pilot, not a programmer. I can do it, but it's gonna take some time.
So she's a pilot. She's our new Farida. Hopefully it works out better for her than it did for the old one.
The renters in my building that I
Alright, so we've got some stylish looking apartment block.
I'm protecting the real people in the building.
And we've got a restricted area on the 3rd floor, but also a shop up there. Shops are nice. We like those. Walls are nice.
Check it out. Start the search.
Let's just punch it in just because we can, really.
Nope. Move along.
Right. Are you... No, you're pointing a gun at me, but you're not... Yeah. Everyone seems alright.
Back it up, freak.
Everyone's nice and friendly around here.
Hold up. Get lost.
Combat drones attacked St. Petersburg.
Back it up, Kenner.
Millions of workers lost their jobs.
Now, are you a shop? I think you are.
Shouldn't be here.
Causing several Fortune
It's not
500
safe.
But yeah, you're all extremely sus because of some lunatic punching holes in walls. But you're not specifically aggroed at me, so this is all a bit silly, really.
Nope. Move along.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
I
be
feel like they haven't really figured out how this is supposed to work.
Nope.
But yeah, let's head back up and see our shopkeep, shall we? He might have calmed down.
Come on in. Weapons for sale.
Hi, friend.
You crazy! I like. You want to buy? I have stuff for crazy Uyobok.
Depends on what you have.
You're in luck. For you, prices just went up.
That doesn't sound lucky. Now, what have you got? You got a silencer. And a hollow sight. That sounds cool.
Go! Go! Waste my time.
And that is just bad design, the way that works. Where he's like, get out of here, you time waster, just after I've bought some stuff. Seems like a lot of things weren't thought through with this game. But either way, we're going to attach a silencer to our pistol. We can't attach the holosight to it, though. And it looks a bit ridiculous with that silencer, but that's fine. We might actually be able to do some stealth at this point. So the holosight can go on the battle rifle or the combat rifle. Yeah, that seems good. But I think we're going to focus on upgrading the pistol before we do anything else. So yeah, it says that there's a side quest in here. But it doesn't indicate which one it might be. But either way, it looks as though we're not far from Otaz's place, perhaps. Oh, and there's the magic shop, actually. Well, we may as well pop in here and see what's going on.
I can help you with something. Yes?
Maybe you can, friend. Maybe you can.
I'm looking for Laborio.
It is me. You have come for the magic?
I'm hoping you can help me make sense of something. A strange encounter I had. A man hiding behind a screen in the sewers, surrounded by followers of some kind. His name is Richard. He used to be partners.
Richard is alive. You found him?
I'm not sure what I found, but I know I didn't like it. Richard had a way of depriving me. Things I wanted to say and do, but I couldn't.
I am so happy he is alive. Richard and I was sure that I should have known. Richard always said, the show must go on.
There was nothing entertaining about this. What is he doing down there? How is he doing it?
I have not seen Richard in many years. We developed a show together, The Evolution of Stage Hypnosis Intensified Through Technology. Adapted versions of the Casey and DDE designs.
A social augmentation?
So there were orcs involved.
In conjunction with modern hypnotic techniques, something much more powerful than mere persuasion. The communal construction of an alternate reality. For 3 hours on a Friday night, we guided people into brave new worlds.
Why do you think Richard is doing this? What's his endgame in trying to hypnotize people in a sewer?
I cannot say for sure, but after the incident, after the way things began to change, Richard said he was going to find a better place. I did not hear from him again. The loss of so many people that we knew, I believe it broke him.
He didn't seem very broken to me. More like a guru of some kind, with way too much control over the people in that room.
No, Richard is not capable of hurting anyone. At least, he was not before. He was an idealist, the kind of man who... The worlds we created together on stage, they were more beautiful than the reality.
Yeah, if that was still the case, then he wouldn't need turrets everywhere to protect himself.
The technology Richard is using to do all this, how does it work?
Binaural beats. Richard bounces his source transmission through a series of emitters that use targeted neural oscillation to stimulate specific areas of the basal ganglia.
Right. Let's assume I'm not familiar with that particular ganglia.
Richard is using a system of emitters that can intensify and adjust his frequency, his message, his
So basically, he's using science.
He can make the very soul of a transmission pierce into the brainwaves of his target audience.
I don't need to imagine it. I already know it's terrifying. Tell me how to stop Richard.
Richard is conveying a vision of himself, of themselves, of an alternate community they are building together. If it is Richard's goal to keep the people there, the only way to free them is to make them see through it.
Well, how do I do that?
I guess that's what happened to the guy who left.
Didn't go so well.
The signal he is transmitting, its effect is limited to a specific radius, to the room where the audience is, where the emitters are installed. Wherever Richard is must be outside of that room.
So if I get to him, I'll be able to say or do whatever I want?
Yes, but promise you won't hurt him, please.
I'm not promising anything.
No.
Something tells me if I do get in there, he's not going to be content to just talk.
There may be a better way. The emitters, they are somewhere in the room, yes? Okay then, so wait. You wait. Just wait 1 second, please. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where are you? Come to me. Wait.
Any day now.
I think I have what I'm looking for. I think I have found what you need.
There we go. Ta-da!
They are scrambling devices, our failsafe whenever things got ugly. Attach them to the emitters and it closes the ability to amplify. Good night. Show's over. Your gods are but men again.
And that'll be enough to make the people in the room see through them?
Interesting.
I hope. If they have been exposed for a very long time, you need to help them to see. But please be kind to Richard. I don't know what he has become. but I know what he was. A decent man once, who simply believed that the world should be better.
We all believe that. But there are
Yeah.
better and worse ways of going about it.
Yeah, there's ways and means. Richard has chosen the wrong way. And if he ends up getting punched in the face and neck because of it, well, that's just unfortunate, really, isn't it?